You are listening to the Two Gingers podcast, streaming on Apple Podcasts and Podbean now. Here are your hosts, Sir William and the Duchess.
Good day! You're listening to Two Gingers. I am here with the lovely, talented the Duchess.
Hello, and I'm with Sir William.
It's so good to be back.
I know. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. You know why?
Why?
Because we are recording in the studio day, the Duchess.
I know. Isn't it awesome?
I mean, this has been a project for both of us.
This has been a major project for quite some time, and it was always a dream when we moved into this home 3 years ago that you and I would be podcasting from here. Off-site. You know, let's be honest, for the last several years, we've had a great home with Huntley Community Radio, and we still do a lot of work with them and for them, and we're very grateful. However, you and I have really busy schedules, and we also don't know how long the radio will be around.
Well, as you mentioned, busy schedules. We need to podcast when we need to podcast.
Right.
For instance, today you're like, hey, can we do it right now?
Yeah. And
that's kind of like...
luckily, you said, yeah.
Yeah.
But the studio at the radio is not available at a drop of a hat like that. So this really does open up a lot. And I don't know about you, but I like this view a lot better.
Oh, it's not just the view either. We can drink wine while we're doing our podcast.
Yeah.
We can do anything we want.
I know. So I was blessed enough to move into my dream home 3 years ago with Mr. Big and Little Mama. And it's inside the BR. You know, it's a gated community with a golf course and everything. So the studio that we're sitting in right now, we should take some pictures and post it along with our podcast. You look right out onto the course. Like right now we're seeing two families or two groups golfing right now. And to the other side, which you can see clearer than me because I'm kind of blocked from that, but it's the pool.
It's the pool, yeah.
Now, we always joked that we would be podcasting by the pool.
Right, well, we're pretty close.
You know what? Now that we made this happen, I think we might be onto something to be able to make that happen.
We can probably go remote from here.
I know, it's so exciting.
You know what's cool too? I feel safe. Like when we're at the other studio,
right?
You know, we could get mugged. Somebody could come through the window. Not here. It's gated.
I know. Nobody can come in. You're not on the list. Keep going.
It's not like WGN. You can't just walk by your window and like wave. Right.
Although we are inside a park, which you've heard us discuss from Huntley Community Radio before. Our studio there is inside a park.
Right.
And they have this beautiful walking path, and it's, 2 miles, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
A total of 2 miles. And their new push is that they're putting in speakers throughout the walk.
So you can hear us while you're walking.
And then you can hear us.
That's pretty fun.
So that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That we're going to be involved in two beautiful scenarios.
Right.
Get it? Scenarios.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Like the picture window. I love it.
So welcome. Thank you for joining us here on Two Gingers.
Yes, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of Sir William's Top 9. However, there's going to be more than 9. We're going to just break the rules.
Oh, my gosh.
We're breaking all the rules today, Duchess.
Well, you know what? Because you can. Because we're now on the podcast.
Right.
Only.
That's right.
Now, listen, what if they missed last week's podcast and they're like, I don't get it. Like, what is the big effing difference?
Yeah, okay, great. You could, first of all, you said effing. You can say fucking.
I know.
But you said effing because you're classy.
Because I'm classy.
Yeah.
I'm a classy
the difference
bitch.
is, you are a classy bitch. So the difference is, on the radio, you're very limited. Like, as a matter of fact, and we break this rule all the time, but our shows are supposed to be exactly 27 minutes long.
Yes.
And that is so you can have PSAs at the top and bottom of the hour. That's public service announcements for those of you not in the biz.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
And commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So to keep everything on time, it's supposed to be 27 minutes. We can go as long or short as we want here. So that's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Also on the radio, there's 7 words you can't say. We can say them all on the podcast.
We're going to save that, though, for another show.
Clearly.
Not today.
No, we will not be saying all 7 today. That's a definite. It's just a different environment, you know?
Well, yes, and
yeah.
we can talk about where we like to shop and where we like to eat and how
Right.
much things cost.
Well, we can also talk about religion, sex, politics, and all the no-nos.
You name it.
Yeah.
So if you missed last week's podcast, we were talking about can men and women really be friends?
Yeah.
And we were able to dive in a lot more than we normally would.
Right. We broke it down, and we both came up to this with the same conclusion.
Right.
And then for those of you who want to know the answer to that question,
Go back.
Go to twogingers.com.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So, Sir William,
Yeah,
what is today's topic?
here's today's top 9.
Sir William's top 9.
And I'm going to ask you which one we want to do first. We're going to do the top 9 things that both rock and suck about the summer.
Yeah.
We can do one, then the other. It's up to you.
Okay.
You choose.
Let's talk about the suckiness of summer.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's dive right into
There's
the suckiness.
definitely some bad stuff about the summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's start with the kids are out of school.
Like they're always here.
There's no break.
There's no break.
There's no break to it.
And that's twofold, okay? Someone like moi, who is technically the stay-at-home parent,
Right.
volunteer, do other things, do have part-time jobs here and there, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, I'm more of a stay-at-home parent.
Sure.
That means that little mama, God bless her, she's always around.
Well, and you're on 24 hours.
You're on
a day.
24/7.
Yeah.
However, the flip side of that is if you're a working parent,
Right. You
the
got to
kid is at home all the time. What do you do?
you got to figure it out.
What do you do?
Right.
Now, here locally, they have a lot, like our park districts have a lot of all-day camps, which are great. I think even some of them go from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m.
Right.
So that's a really great option because then at least the kids are still getting a lot of activity and
outdoor,
exercise. And, yeah. But that costs a lot of money.
It does. Not to mention food bills go up
They do.
exponentially when they're
Yes.
home 24 hours a day eating.
Well, and you have little gentlemen who I'm sure eat a lot more than little mama.
Right.
But yeah, everything goes up.
So, I mean, it's, as you'll see, that one also landed on our pro list. or
About how
our-
much it's great that they're
our
out of school.
rock
But
list.
yeah.
But
But we're talking about the suckiness.
Yeah, there is some suckiness about that.
Yeah. I mean, as silly as this sounds, and I know my diamond shoes are so tight, but you know I like to keep manicured hands.
Right.
Well, now if little mama comes with me, guess what? Now the bill's double.
Times 2.
And if not, it's paying a babysitter to sit at home
Right.
while I go. No, it's not
and
happening.
it seems like feet grow faster during the summer.
Why is
We're like
that?
ripping through pairs of shoes this summer like it's no
know.
one's business, and we're only
I'm like, you don't
half
need,
done.
You don't need shoes.
No,
Just run around.
right. Exactly. Stick your foot in that one.
I just mean run around barefoot like we used to.
Right. Punch a hole in the toe. You'll be fine.
Honestly, I don't ever remember wearing shoes growing
I
up.
don't either.
During the summer.
I don't either. But there were less harmful things on the ground to run onto, probably.
True.
All right, what's our next one about the sucky summer?
It is so freaking hot right now.
Good God, this summer it's just been unbearable.
Now, I will say, I even posted this on my social media earlier that said the first person to complain about the heat, I'm going to punch in the face. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying here in the Chicago area, we went from 40-degree weather to 95 and humid.
Yeah. There was nothing.
Your
in between.
body can't even adjust to it when it's that fast. So to walk outside and you can't really breathe,
Right.
it's so hard. I don't.
Right.
That's the part that I just.
Yeah, I mean,
I
when
don't really care
when
for.
there's excessive heat warnings every single day, day
Right?
after day after day. Now, last Friday we did get a little break from
Yeah.
it, and it was fantastic. And it was like, suck it all in because it could be gone by tomorrow.
Well, even today, as we sit here in the studio, even today, it says a high of 75,
Right.
and sunny, and then tomorrow it's only a high of 80,
Right.
Which. Here locally, we're having our 4th of July parade in Crystal Lake. So I'm happy for all those poor people that have to walk, because
Right.
if it was going to be too hot, they might have to cancel it.
Yeah.
So the heat index can really be sucky.
Yeah. How about the I'm bored all day long? Now, man, today's kids, if they aren't go every second,
I know.
You know, I'm not your game master.
Right.
You know, it's like, come up with your own stuff. And we always compare today's kids to when we were kids. I never went to my parents and said I'm bored.
Right.
I came up with my own stuff.
So we were at
Some good, some bad.
Exactly. We were at the community pool here, for the golf course. And, sometimes we just like to meet the friends down there to be a little social instead of sitting back in our oasis. And I overheard this little girl say to her mom, she's in the pool, I'm bored. I'm like, what?
Keep in mind, we're in an excessive heat warning that day, too. I'm bored. You're breathing.
You're in a pool.
Right.
Rough life.
And unbelievable.
How about
Unbelievable.
every single place, including Target, the grocery store, the gas stations, they're all busy. They all have long lines now.
Why is that? Because it's the summer?
You know what, Sir William? This
Because
is
the kids are
seriously-
bored?
Right. Let's go
Probably.
to Target. The only thing that I could come up with is that because all the teachers are out, and I do know that there are a lot of professionals as well that take vacation time
Sure.
off during the summer because it's cheaper than the camps and the babysitters and etc. That's the only thing that I can come up with.
Well, and the more groceries. The Targets and the
seriously.
grocery stores that have groceries.
Because I
people are
used to
eating more.
love to go to my groceries, do my groceries on Monday morning, and now forget it. I have to wait until late in the evening.
It's brutal. It's turned into Saturday. Little Saturday everywhere.
everywhere.
I don't go on Saturday. I refuse.
Yeah, you don't.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. How about this? Especially with the heat and, we have those of us fortunate enough to have air and all this and that. The kids don't sleep in. So,
You are speaking my language.
it's tough. It's tough. I don't sleep anyway, as you know, but it's extra hard when it's hot.
Yeah.
And, so sometimes you go a little bit beyond what the clock says or whatever, but then the kids are up, In my house, slamming on the video games, yelling, screaming in the headphones to God knows who.
Well, I think we need to rebuild your man cave in the basement.
And sleep down there.
Oh,
Maybe.
I was going to say make that into the
Oh,
video
into the
game
yeah,
dungeon
I don't
so that you
disagree.
don't hear it anymore. But yes, again, little mama, great kid, has never slept in her life, except if she's sick. Kid does not sleep in. And she always has a great attitude, but during the summer at 7:15, can we just a little bit longer?
yeah,
just a little bit.
Just so I can hit snooze
Yeah.
twice.
You've already mentioned this, but yeah, kids eating all day long, no matter what. And sometimes it's not because they're hungry, they're just bored.
Right.
So it's also like setting up like poor eating habits.
Right.
And, then dinner comes along and they don't want to have anything to do with that. And you're like, but now I'm really hungry.
We went out to dinner with my in-laws the other day at this really cool restaurant, like on the lake, and everything it was super nice. And the two knuckleheads refused to eat. One had some French fries, and that was it. And this is at like 5:00. Then we get home and they're both starving. Like, what is that?
I don't
Not
know.
only were you out, but
Because part of you is like, thank you for saving me the $1,
Right.
but now it's going to cost me $25 because you're just going to raid
to do
everything.
work on a night I wasn't supposed to be
but
cooking or cleaning and
This
whatnot.
is where today's parent is different,
I
because
know.
back in our day, your mom would have knocked you upside the head and said,
no.
dinner's over.
Right.
Go to bed.
Right.
Hungry.
Yeah, and today's parent says, "Oh, we can't send them to bed hungry."
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
absolutely can.
Old school.
Yeah.
Kids are smellier than normal.
Tell me about
Notice
this.
that?
No, I'm not there yet.
It might be boys,
Mm-hmm.
because I can't say girls for sure. But obviously during the summer, hopefully kids get outside
Mm-hmm.
and they're running around and they're playing this and that and the other thing. And boys in the middle school range have an issue with showering. So they won't shower every day. Like, I don't know how you can run around for even 5 minutes in this heat and not shower.
I know, like people like you and I are showering 2-3 times a day.
At least, yeah. But kids, not so much.
Right.
So then, and I thought it was maybe just my kid, but then I go to pick up, a group of friends and go to wherever.
Yeah.
And they all smell.
Oh.
It's just kids
Yeah.
in summer. And you know what? When kids go through puberty,
Sure.
they have a tendency to smell different.
I'm
I
just
guess, but-
wondering, because a lot of our close knit group of friends are all swimmers, and I wonder if the chlorine takes over
Kills some of that.
from the
It might.
smelliness, because I really haven't noticed it too much. But you're right. A couple weeks ago, we went over to that new urban air fun zone here in
Okay.
Crystal Lake, and it's really cool. If you haven't taken the boys yet, they might actually really like it. But it's got everything from zip lines to rock climbing, and it had a very unique smell in there. And I couldn't put it, and I thought it was just that place. But now that you're saying all of this, I'm like, I think it was sweaty, smelly kids, summer kids.
Yeah, it's summer kids.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Now, I'm not the grill master all the time here, but grilling when it's 100,
It's tough.
it's very difficult.
It's tough, and everybody wants it too. I mean,
Right.
Summer is grilling season, but
Right.
man, when it's that hot,
Yeah.
whew.
Yeah.
Like when you're pouring sweat, just grilling and maybe drinking a beer, that's
Right.
not winning.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Any type of yard work, right?
Yeah.
I was
Gross.
somewhere the other day and man, where was I? I can't remember where it was, but they're like, yeah, I'm going outside to pull weeds. I'm like,
What?
in this heat?
Why? Nobody cares.
Let them grow.
Oh my
you know?
God. Seriously. When you were younger, did you have to mow your lawn?
Yeah.
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 And so
Just
you were just like, thanks
dripping.
a lot,
And I
Mom
also-
and Bones.
yeah, I also had allergies, bad allergies with grass.
Really?
So,
Do you still today?
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is why I don't do my own.
For some reason, the dogs just seem to be more high maintenance during the summer,
Yeah.
especially the royal dog. He doesn't know if he wants to be in or if he wants to be out. And every time he goes out, then he wants to come back in.
Right.
It's so annoying. And then, God forbid, we have those downpours in the middle of the day.
That
He won't
throws
go
him
out. He
off,
won't go to the
right.
bathroom. I'm like, oh my God, for the love, please.
Yep. No, it's
Pete.
brutal.
Yeah.
We mentioned trying to sleep in the heat. How about the bugs?
Oh.
The skeeters.
I'm wondering, everybody on Huntley Opinions has been going nuts-a-rama about how bad the mosquitoes are this year.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. I'm wondering, is this nationwide? It must be, right?
I read something the other day that did talk about the correlation between the heat
Yeah.
and
And
the
the
skeeters.
skeeters.
And other types of bugs.
Yeah.
They have a tendency to be more prevalent when there's hot heat like this.
Right.
Which goes back to global warming, people. It's
Yeah,
a thing,
right.
So, yeah, it's all over the place. And
It's awful
brutal.
this year.
It's brutal.
Because same thing, Big was just outside the other day to grill in the heat, and he got bit 3 times.
Yeah.
It's like, when did we turn to have to spray ourselves down just to go
Right.
make dinner? It's
And
really frustrating.
On top of that, they found the West Nile 3 towns away from us.
Great.
So, That's just brutal.
You know, another thing that's super sucky about summer is the sunburns that happen. And I'm going to add to that and say heat exhaustion
Right.
and heat rash.
These are new things.
Poor Tiffers from Canada had experienced heat rash for the first time. And it wasn't until she started to show the symptoms that I remember. I used to get that a lot when I was younger. A lot.
Yeah.
Did you ever get that? Because you're ginger like me.
Yeah.
And you got all these little teeny tiny bumps all
Yeah,
over the
I get
place.
that, yeah.
And they almost burn.
Right.
And then you try to take a cold shower and it feels good
Hurt,
while you're
yeah.
under the water.
Right.
And then as soon as you dry off, it burns again.
Right.
Poor thing. She is feeling better, but it is awful. Now, one thing, because you're older than me, you just joined the AARP group. One thing that I wanted to ask you about is, are you still getting as sunburn as you did when you were younger?
Well, no.
Or is it getting better as you're getting older?
No, because I don't go out. I mean, I'm smarter about it. Like,
So you were just at the Cubs game.
yeah,
And on that super blaster, what's the word I'm looking for?
it was so hot.
Okay, so hot,
So
so
hot.
sunny, not a cloud in the sky.
Right. Which, by the way, they pulled 3 players out of that game with heat exhaustion.
Are you serious?
And these are people that are in their 20s and in top physical shape. Yeah,
Oh my
they
God.
carried one guy out.
Stop
It was
it.
that hot. So, I don't know.
Did you just slather on sunscreen constantly?
I used the Neutrogena. I sprayed.
Yeah.
And I only did it once. I totally forgot after that. But
Yeah.
that stays on, supposed to stay on when you're wet.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in a pool, but I could have been because I was sweating
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah, the Neutrogena wet spray, it's also good for not only when you sweat, but when the kids are out of the pool, they don't have to dry off completely. You can just reapply.
Right.
I wondered about that. Why I'm asking is because I am the darkest that I've ever been in my life.
You're probably being smarter about it, though.
I am, but there was from the age of like 28 to like, let's call it 35, I would put just as much sunscreen on at the same levels, and you would see no difference. So I would still just be white, white, white.
Interesting.
Now I'm actually tanning, which is very bizarre, and I
Without
don't
even trying to.
understand what's happening.
Maybe it's global warming again.
You think?
Maybe
I'm
we're
just honestly wondering if
maybe
there's...
we're at a different point from the sun or something. Or
Yeah.
it's coming in at a. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's
Could
very
be.
interesting. So I'm just wondering if there's any other gingers out there that are between the ages of 35 to 55. Have you ever seen a shift in your skin that you are more more sun friendly now as you're getting older? That's the
Right.
only thing I can chalk it up
Sun-friendly,
to.
I like it.
Right?
Hit us up on social media if you have noticed a change.
Please follow us on social media. Our website is twogingers.com. That's gingers with a Z. On Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Two Gingers, and on Twitter at Two Gingers, at Sir William 1015, and at the Duchess 1015.
All right, we only have a couple more here in the suck column. Mm-hmm. Have you gone downtown? That in itself sucks, but...
No, not this summer.
Okay. Crowded trains with hot people.
Yeah, gross.
You're talking about smelly again, moody, attitudy,
Yeah.
mix some booze in that, which it almost always is if you're going on a weekend.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Attitude-y moody. I love it.
I don't...
Yeah, that is pretty gross. Getting into your car when it's super duper hot.
I hate it. No matter how new your car is, it still takes a little bit of time to cool down.
I know, but again, my diamond shoes. We, in the new car now has air conditioned seats.
Nice.
And they are amazing. And I'm telling you, anybody who's out there listening, if you're looking for a new car,
Get that.
get that.
Does it happen fast?
It happens as fast as heated seats.
Like regular?
It happens
Yeah.
as fast as when the air starts to cool in your car.
So I always, when it's hot like this, I always turn the air all the way up when I'm getting out, and then Start the car early.
Genius.
And that's all good.
I need to start doing that. I don't even think about it.
Yep. We talked about grocery shopping. How about unloading groceries once you get home?
Oh my God.
And you're like worried about your food, anything that you have that's freezer related. It's like,
I know. So gross.
It's dripping wet.
I will tell you that I made a really smart purchase from my dear friend Bex in Kansas City. She sells the 31 bags, and she got me turned on to this really beautiful, like, cooler bag.
Okay.
And I just bring that into the grocery store. And that way, anything frozen, I just zip
put
it
it
right
in.
into that. So then when I get home, it's not already milky, like ice cream is the worst.
Yep.
But you can't drive around all day with it,
No, you
but it
cannot,
does help
but
it a
yeah,
little bit.
For sure.
Carnivals. There's so many of them here in our area all summer long.
We're just nodding. How about just working in general?
Ugh, it just stinks.
It's just not fun.
I
during
know.
the summer.
I'm like, Big, can't you just take the summers off?
Right. Exactly.
Let's just play. Let's just play all summer.
Let's just stay in the
Now that we've totally depressed you about what super sucks about
Yeah, right.
about summer, what's so good about it?
Oh, there's lots of things good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the kids are out of school.
I mean, that is a good thing.
It's fun.
It means that you're not tied down to that Monday through Friday packing the lunches
Right.
and
You don't have to deal with the bus lines.
Right.
And all the nonsense that comes along with school.
I miss
It's
the
important,
bus.
Right. Yeah.
that's more
Yeah.
you.
No, I mean, and it's fun. Obviously, you do things like, especially, I come over here, we go in the pool.
Right.
That's way more fun with kids.
Totally.
So,
There are tons of party and pool party invites that happen all summer long.
yeah, this does not happen during the winter. It's funny how
Love
we all,
it.
like, hibernate in the winter. And, like,
I know.
nobody sees anybody.
I
and
know.
It's all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Can catch up on some sleep unless your kid gets you up at 7:15.
Yes. Uh-huh. I mean, this one can go both ways, but some people see that there's not as many time commitments about certain things. I know that there's a lot of sports that happen during the summer, but
It just seems less scheduled.
seems less schedule-y.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because you have more free time
Right.
the other parts of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yummy, fresh veggies and fruits available. Who doesn't like themselves some good watermelon
Seriously.
during the summer?
Yes, watermelon and all of the berries and the squash. Oh my God. And all the farmers markets that you can go to.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite things about the summer. Oh, I just said the next one, farmers markets. Yeah, so
Yeah.
good. And lightning bugs. Oh my gosh. We had such a show the other night of so many lightning bugs outside.
Like, who needs fireworks
I
when
know.
you have lightning bugs?
I loved them. They were so cute.
Yeah, those are the only bugs that are cute,
Yes.
by the way.
Amen. Well, no, I love me a dragonfly.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Outdoor movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I was introduced to that by you a couple years ago. That's super fun.
It is super
Especially
fun.
if you get a night that's not too hot and not too buggy.
Yeah. And you know what? Now you can get really inexpensive projectors.
Right.
And all you need is a sheet
Right.
or even just a blank wall outside. And the kids love it, but so do adults.
They think it's the bee's knees. Everybody. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Sleepovers. So much more fun during the summer
I
because
know.
you can sleep in.
And it could be on a Tuesday.
Right.
Doesn't have to be on the weekend.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Fun movies are usually coming out during the summer, like big summer blockbusters. The big Incredibles 2 came out. I'm still waiting for the adult one to come out. Like, I want, what's going to be this summer's...
Big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know, but I'm waiting for it too. Then, of course, there are these summer drinks. The mojito, the margarita, and the blended fruity drinks.
Yeah.
You like the blended fruity drinks, don't you?
You know what? No, but Big
No.
is a huge fan. I love a mojito.
Yeah, I could take it or leave it.
I love a nice, cucumber drink or something really fresh like that. But those syrups that they use in the blended, They kill my belly.
Yeah. How about that kills your belly, but what about that Mountain Dew beer? That doesn't kill your belly?
Kills it.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Okay.
Not your mama's or not your father's. What is it called?
I don't even know.
Mountain Ale or something?
It tastes like sugary Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and I don't know what I was thinking. Thank God I only bought a 6-pack because I'm going to have a hard time getting through the last
I know what
4.
you were thinking. We were at a beer tasting thing and we were drinking out of Dixie cups, so you had just a little
and I was like,
tiny
ooh,
bit.
that's yum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not yum.
I wonder how many beers would turn out that way, too. Like,
A
wow,
lot.
a little Dixie beer looked
A lot, because
good.
the other one that I
Yeah.
tried too, that cooler by the lake or something, by Old
Right.
Style.
Yeah, not so much.
No.
Okay. Mm-mm. Lessons learned.
Lessons learned. Boat rides.
Oh, God, so much fun.
Or boats with music, like we just took the Lake Geneva booze cruise,
Yeah,
or
super
excuse me,
fun.
cocktail cruise,
Yeah.
around Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and so fun. It's money well spent. I think it was $27 a ticket, and we were serenaded by none other than Denny Diamond.
So cool.
It was a perfect date night evening.
I was just driving somewhere and Mama Mia's like, we should get a boat. And like, she goes, I'd love to have a boat on the Fox River. And I'm like, versus a lake? And she said, yeah. And I said, why? She goes, because I would never get in a river. I'd be tempted to get in a lake. And I'm
I
like,
see.
oh, I get it, I guess.
Yeah.
Either way, it'd be fun. But,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not in a position to buy a boat. So don't be calling me and trying to sell me one. How about the boat drinks?
Yeah.
Boat drinks. It's like a Jimmy Buffett song.
I know. So fun. Summer music,
It's awesome.
whether that be all the outdoor concerts that happen,
Yeah.
or just it seems like there's a lot more fun music that
In the
comes
summer,
in the
yeah.
summer. I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt about it. How about yard games?
Listen.
Bags. There's
Yeah.
tons of them.
Yardsea, thanks to our dear friend Mike from Canada.
Mike from Canada is the yard games master.
I know. I'm like, quit your day job and just do this
I
full
was
time.
somewhere and they had what I would call a cheap imitation of the Canadian Connect 4.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's not as good as the one that Mike made.
No way. It's amazing. Tailgating,
So fun.
so fun during the summer.
Yeah.
When you're not freezing.
Right. Exactly. It's so different than the winter tailgate.
Completely.
Oh my gosh.
Completely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Baseball games in general.
Yeah,
so fun. Especially if the weather's nice.
Yeah.
Even when it was hot, like
Yeah.
it's 120 on the field, it was still super fun.
I
It
know.
was a Saturday. Wrigley. I mean, you can't beat it.
Who's the team that's over in Schaumburg? It's not a professional
Yeah,
team,
like
but
the
it's
Flyers. I think
the
they're-
Flyers?
Yeah.
I just saw an ad the other day, or a posting that was like, don't forget to bring the kids this summer, because they give them all this fun stuff when they
Right.
go, and then they're able to run the bases.
Yeah, it's
I was
more-
like, we need to get some kids together and go do that this summer. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's more fan friendly, I think,
Yes.
than like the major league stuff. And
Yeah, yeah.
obviously more price friendly too.
Yeah, and just easier to get to.
right.
You know.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bonfires, s'mores. Seriously,
Just fires outdoors in general.
so great.
I love them. And fireworks. I live for the fireworks.
Yeah, I was a little bit bummed to read. It was more in the South, but like most all of the fireworks shows on the 4th were canceled, or they had to stop them.
Yeah.
Because one woman was hit by lightning. So
Oh my gosh.
I mean, in Chicago, actually, they got through it, but just barely, and it was. They actually shut down Lakeshore Drive because people went running and they were standing under a bridge on Lakeshore Drive.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was raining so heavy. But fireworks normally are awesome.
Doesn't the beer just taste better during the
It's way
summer?
better. It's way better as long as it's cold.
It's so thirst quenching.
It hits my lips and it just goes down so well.
Feels so good. Tastes so good. Yeah, summertime.
The good, the bad, and the ugly about the summer. We got to enjoy it. We've only got about, 6-8 weeks left.
4 more minutes of it.
And then then it'll be football season.
Yay! Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
All right, Sir William. It's been real.
It's been fun.
Yeah. We'll be back.
Yes, we will.
You can hear a new one each week. We'll release it on Mondays. Tell your friends.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Stay classy.
The Two Gingers podcast is written, hosted, and produced by Sir William Guerin and the Duchess, Kate Curtin. Special thanks to WHRULP for technical assistance and studio space. Head over to our website for more at twogingers.com. That's Gingers with a Z. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button to get our weekly podcasts on Apple Podcasts.